Alright guys, what I'm going to show you how to do is how to create model number 2. And the process that I'm going to use for model number 2 is pretty much a similar process that you're going to use to do number 6, this guy over here, number 9, number 3, and number 4. Okay? It's just the same skill, it's just you apply it a little bit differently. So when you're looking at model number 2 here, you can notice that there's a couple things going on. First off, we need to make some notations on it. We're going to use what's called the box method to create this. So I'm going to draw some notes on this thing for you guys. So in the box method, if you guys recall, you would create a box and then sketch out that box on your paper and then divide it up into the object. So what I'm doing is I'm making, this is something I want you guys to do on your paper as well. Hopefully you'll see the box that I'm creating. So the first thing we're going to do here is create the box that you saw me draw on there. And so what happens is the box will help us lay out where it is that we're going to have some stuff going on our drawing. So let's go over here and take a look at this. So in Solidworks, first off, we're going to go ahead and start a new file, new part. We'll go ahead and get that up and running. Now let's take a look at this object again. We're going to look at a box. Now the box overall height will be the height that you see here. This is its depth and this will be its length. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 high, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of deep, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So let's go ahead and draw that dimension out. So sketch, sketch. I'm going to go on the front plane. I'm going to draw a 2-point rectangle. Go ahead and smart dimension it. So the base length, if we look at it again, is 10 deep, so that's going to make 5 inches. So we'll put in 5 inches for this. And so the height again is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we'll make this a height of 6, or I'm sorry, 3.0 for 6 squares. And then the depth 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Alright, so we'll exit the sketch. We'll go over to features, extrude boss base, and we'll go ahead and extrude it out to a depth of 2.5. Alright, so at this point what we have is our box that the object's going to be cut out of. And so when we look at it, the next process is to cut out these arcs that you see here, and then we'll come in and cut this notch out and then cut the final hole in there. Now what's going to happen here, guys, is that when you look at it, you'd imagine that basically these are a circle. Alright, and so what this is this is a circular feature. So we're going to use a circle to draw this. So when we draw our box, or when we have our box drawn on here, you can see this is a quarter of a circle here. So this is how we determine the dimensions that we're going to use. And so the center of the circle is going to be drawn on the corner of the box here, and then we count from the center over to the edge of the circle. So 1, 2, 3, 4, or 1, 2, 3, 4. So that will give us our radius. So 4 squares equals 2 inches. So the radius of this circle, as you can see, is 2. So what we'll do is we'll come in here. We'll come into Solidworks and we'll go sketch, and we're going to sketch on the side of the object, and we're going to start sketch that circle. Now when we go to sketch a circle, you need to have the center of it. Since we're drawing the one in the center point circle, you need to lock onto that corner. You see that little dot? You want to lock onto that corner and draw your circle out. And once you draw your circle out, we're going to have to dimension it. Now, smart dimension, click and drag out your dimension. Now, when you go to do dimensioning inside of SolidWorks, because this is a circle, it thinks of it as a diameter. And so when we measure this out over here on our drawing paper, this was just the radius. So the diameter, if you recall from geometry, is twice the radius. So 2 times this distance. So 1, 2, 3, 4 squares, which gives us 2 inches in distance, will translate over to 4 inches for its diameter, 4.0. And then you can see the circle jumps out. And so now we're done with this. We can exit the sketch, and the next process is to use our wonderful extrude cut feature. So this time we choose the sketch. Make sure the sketch is chosen. If it's not showing up like you see here, make sure you choose the sketch. And so now you can see it's going through the object, but the problem is it's not going all the way through. So we need to change that over to through all, confirm that sketch or that movement, and so when we confirm it, you can see now we have the arcs cut into it. So the next step is to draw the notch and get the notch cut out. So you see the notch is basically used to cut out, similar to the process we did in model number 1 over here where we cut the notches out. So what we'll do is we'll draw a circle, or I'm sorry, a rectangle on the top view, and then we'll cut it down the depth that it goes down. And so we're going to go in here and we're going to sketch on the surface of this edge right here, because this is where we're going to base our drawing. So this little rectangle right here is what we're going to draw on. Let me switch over to my isometric view so I can see. So again, 2-point rectangle, and we'll go ahead and draw it out. Now this time you want it to draw it out so it goes wider than the object, as you can see, longer than the object, alright? And the key here is to dimension its distance from here, the edge of the cut, to the edge of the object, which is 1, 2, and 1, 2. So it's a distance of 1 on either side. So we'll come in here and we'll use our Smart Dimension tool and dimension that length in. So you can see that I'm going to dimension to the edge of the object until I see that orange right there. Boom. So 1.0, and then do the same thing over here. Click, highlight that edge, boom, drop the dimension, type it in, 1.0. So now you can see the notches, where the notch is going to be. Now remember, the rectangle can be, let me turn this off. The rectangle can be longer than the box. That's fine, just as long as it's not shorter. Alright, because you don't want it shorter, you want it longer than the box. And so the key here now is to get out of the sketch environment, go to features, and we're going to use that extrude cut yet again. And so this time when we look at it, we're going down at a certain depth. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So this time we're not cutting all the way through the object, we're going down to a certain distance. So 1, 2, 3, 4 squares, which is 2 inches in length, is what we're going to extrude to. So we'll hit extrude cut, and this time when we have the setting, we want it to be at blind, but since we're only going down at 2.0, 2 inches, you now can see how far it goes down. As you can see, it should go down to this edge right here. And so it looks good. We'll confirm it, and then you can see now we have the notch cut out. The last step is to cut the hole in the center of this flat space left over after we cut out that top notch. So looking here, we can see what the dimension of it is. We can see it's 1 inch by 1 inch square, and then it's a 1/2 inch from the front lip. It is 1 inch from the back, and 1 inch from either side of the notch that we just cut out. So what we'll do is we'll come in here and we'll sketch, and we'll choose this surface here, and we're going to draw a rectangle. And so now when we go to Smart Dimension it, we're going to dimension it from this edge here, 1/2 inch, from here to there, 1 inch, from here to here, 1 inch, from here to here, 1 inch, and then that box will be set to go. So from the top to the top, 1.0, from this edge to here, 0.5, from the edge here to that edge, 1.0, and again let's rotate around so we can see this edge to there, a remaining distance of 1.0. So you see now I've got dimensioned its position from this edge to here, from this edge to there, this edge over here to the inside edge, and then this edge to edge. So now all we have left to do is to exit the sketch, go over to features, and use our extrude cut. Now this time we're going to make it go through all, because we want it to go through the entire object, confirm it, and then when we deselect, there's our notch. So let's switch her over to isometric view, boom, you see there it is, nice and cut through, and then we'll go ahead and save this model. And this is number 2, that's right, this will be number 2, boom.